I'm Mariella Angela. I'm 21 years old and I'm an oil painter. I like tying oil paint because it's a really traditional medium. So you know a lot of people and you're like, oh, like what are you? Oh, I'm an oil painter. And then I'm like, they're thinking, oh, okay, so she's painting Van Gogh, she's painting landscape, she's painting really fat babies. And I'm just like, no, I paint hip hop artists. I don't call myself a fine artist, I just say I'm an oil painter because I don't know how to draw, I don't know how to use acrylic paint, I don't know how to use pastels. And I think I just take pride in it. I think I fell in love with oil painting and it's all I've known and it's all I really see myself doing. So I've been painting since February 2013, so maybe a little over 2 years. I didn't have any training. I mean, I did take art in high school and when I graduated I ended up going back to my art teacher and I was like, I love painting. The first person I painted was actually Tyler the Creator during like that Goblin phase, like early Odd Future. It was half I really liked him and I wanted to paint him for myself, but then the other half was like, oh, this would be dope as a birthday present because his birthday was like next month. So I'm like, okay, I have 1 month to do this painting of him. And it was like, it was so cool. After I was done with it, it was like, okay, I'm gonna give it to him. And then the day I dropped it off at the store and he wasn't there, so I dropped it off and they're just like, yeah, we'll give it to Tyler and this and that. And then the next week I see on his Instagram and he posted it and I was like, I was driving to Walmart with my brother and like I get a notification and it's like @fucktyler and it was like, holy shit, this is so amazing, blah, da, da, da. And I was just like, wait, what is he talking about? Because it was like a week later and I was just like, oh my god, he got my painting. It never occurred to me like I'm gonna continue. Like I didn't think I was gonna continue oil painting. And then the next time I saw Tyler, he was just like, look, you're really talented. And he was just like, you should continue it. If you had fun, just keep doing it. So it wasn't anything like, I wasn't thinking like I'm gonna fill my room with all these paintings, I'm gonna continue it. It was just really like, this is really fun. So like that summer, you know, I had to put away Netflix and I was just painting all day and it just, I fell in love with it. It's like one of those things where you have a boyfriend and then you guys are just friends and then all this stuff. It was like that. I'm such a nerd. I was dating oil painting and then we fell in love. It wasn't anything like I plan to paint hip hop artists. It was just that that's all I listen to. I listen to hip hop and that's what I liked. So it wasn't anything like I was gonna paint hip hop artists. It was like I want to paint who I like. The thing about my first painting, a lot of people said that it evoked emotion, like they could feel Tyler's presence in it. And I was like, oh, it's because I was listening to the Goblin album, I was listening to the Wolf album when I was painting it. So I did this thing where my iTunes and everything, I'd put it on random. So whatever, like I put it on shuffle, so you know, it's like my whole playlist. And whatever popped up, that's who I was gonna paint. I'll come into my room and then I'll just get a canvas and you're scrolling through Google, you're scrolling through Tumblr, you're scrolling through Instagram. And once I see a picture that kind of pulls me in, I'm like, okay, that's supposed to be it. Like I believe in signs for everything. Like I don't think anything is like, I think everything's in the cards. So I'm like, okay, this picture pulled me and then I'll just sketch it real quick. Like so I'm like, I hate sketching so much. I'll be like, with my little iPhone, I'm just like, okay, eyes go here, eyes go here. But once I'm there, then I just start painting. Next thing I know, 5 hours passed and like half of his face is gone and my mom's behind me like trying to get candids for her Facebook. As a fan, I was able to, by listening to their music and painting them, it was like a collaborative piece. It was a piece of me and it was a piece of them, and I was able to evoke them into a canvas. And I think that's why a lot of people, I don't think people like why they're relating to my stuff, because it's not like that's a really good painting of Childish Gambino. It's like, oh, like you can kind of feel him in it. I think a lot of people kind of just got confused. Like it was even before I started painting. A lot of people are like, oh, what do you listen to? Like they're thinking I'm listening to like Disney Channel, like that radio, Disney radio thing. And I'm just like, no, like I like hip hop a lot. Like once I started painting and started getting more into hip hop, that's when a lot of people started questioning me like 3 times more. So it was before, it's like, why are you listening to hip hop? And now it's like, why are you painting them? Like, why are you doing that to your parents? Why are you wasting their money? It was like, it was a huge thing. I mean, especially I come from like a really traditional Asian, unlike Filipino and Chinese. Like, it's really traditional. So it's one thing I got questioned for liking hip hop, and then once I started to pursue it as a career, so I do consider it a career now, a lot of people took it as, why are you doing that to yourself, and why are you doing that to your parents? Like, to quote everyone, they're asking me, not even why do you paint hip hop artists, it's directly, why do you paint black people? So it was a lot of things, and it wasn't even the Asians. I started getting teenagers who were like, you need to stay in your place. So a lot of people were, and I don't even think it's because I'm Asian, I think it's because I'm a nerd. Like, I look so nerdy, and they're just like, no, like, why are you doing this? Why, like, you need to learn, like, why aren't you painting K-pop stars? Like, am I supposed to paint Psy? It was that, and I think for the longest time I was just like, look, I grew up with hip-hop, I like hip-hop, you have no reason to be pissed off. And I was really defensive about it. I think the reason people are so confused and pissed about it is because it doesn't make sense. And I think that's what I need to start telling people, like, yeah, you know what, it doesn't make sense. I don't look like I like hip-hop. They say hip-hop, it like derived from struggle and like real life thing, and I'm like here like in this little Asian household, like people will come in like, do I have to take off my shoes? And my mom is like this like cute little Asian lady, and it's like, it doesn't make sense, period. And I think that's why a lot of people are really upset about it. And I think the fact that I'm good at it, people are just like, it doesn't make sense and you shouldn't be doing it. I'm like stereotypically what Asians are, and I'm going against the stereotypes. And I think that's what, they're not upset, but I think they're mad because they can't understand it. And I think that's what I need to start doing. For the longest time I was defending myself like, oh, no one says that I can't like hip-hop. I was super like, what are you saying? Like, I'm not, like, I can still like hip-hop. I grew up in Norwalk. I used to hang out in Long Beach. Like, it was super like, I was trying to justify everything. And I think now what I need to do is like, yeah, I'm kind of nerdy, and yeah, I like painting hip-hop artists, and this is my life. I mean, I don't think my race or how my personality is should define any of that.